in that field. I would just say that we should always know that the economy of Nigeria is not stable. It's positive today,
Negative
can be negative in the next few hours. And these are due to a lot of factors. Monetary factors, monetary policy, fiscal policies, you get the recession, inflation, and whatever. So we need to always think of tomorrow. And the tomorrow I'm talking about is, if what I have at hand, I'm done with it, what can I bounce back on tomorrow? And then you come to the realization that, okay, even when I earn little, I can still put aside. Most of us are on social medias, and we've seen people come out to testify that, I think they call this in Yoruba, kolo or something, a small box when you keep money. I've seen series of videos on Instagram, on Twitter, and people will be like, I've saved this, I never knew I have up to this amount, I was just dropping 50 naira, dropping 100 naira as it comes. And by the time you open it, you come to realize that, so I can actually do this. And then you discover that gradually it boosts that self-esteem to take a decision to do it. So even irrespective of the economic situation that we have, it's still advisable that you don't just eat everything. You don't eat everything. You save for that rainy day. Nobody would ever estimate that Naira could be close to 800 Naira in the black market as of last year. Nobody could ever estimate that. But we had some people that actually planned and made money out of it. Let's imagine somebody that started saving in January last year, and he was saving, let's say, $1. $1 is around, back then, should be around maybe 500-600 Naira. Last year, this time last year, they got maybe 600-700 in the black market. So you were saving 700 Naira maybe daily, or let's say twice in a month. Now you save that, and by the time you are at the 10th month, and you are now getting to realize that what you bought for 700 Naira is now sold for 900 Naira, or it's sold for 1,000 Naira.
Times 2.
You have actually made money. So which means that even when you want to convert it back, you are getting more. So irrespective of how little it might look like, if it's 200 Naira, you can actually keep. Then I also want to encourage us, if you don't have the habit of saving, like taking the money from your own account itself, that you know you are not accountable to yourself, you can't be trustworthy when it comes to your money.
You don't have discipline, basically.
Then it's advisable you join thrift. It's called Ajo. It gives you an headway, and it builds something in you. Commitment and consistency. Let's say, for example, you have 5 people doing a particular thrift or thereabout. You guys are consistent on that payment. You are committed to that payment. It builds you to know that you are committed to a particular thing. Then you do that, let's say 20,000 Naira. You know there's a particular amount each person will get. It gives you a lump sum ahead, which means that you can actually use that lump sum. While you are paying up, you lose that lump sum, part of it, invest. You now send part of that money and errand to make more money for you. So instead of you knowing, when you know you don't have that self-discipline that I can't be removing 20,000 Naira, I cannot. But because you know you have integrity at stake, your name is at stake, you don't want people around to start shouting at you that you are owing them money. So you can actually also do that. Then lastly, there's this technique I learned from my mom.
Family first.
Yes.
Mom, and next
she has a lot of envelopes.
Okay.
And I asked her, there was a day I asked her, I said, why? On each envelope, she writes the meaning of each envelope. So what she do is, she creates an envelope, money for fuel. Another envelope, money for DSTV. Another envelope, just she names them and she puts the right amount per month that we're going to spend in each. The moment you are done spending that money, that's all. So we already know that, say, mommy, is remaining 1,000 in this envelope. she'll tell you, don't touch it. Because if you touch it, that's the end. So you can also build that habit of looking at your wants and your need. Place them in this kind of situation whereby you have categories for them. So you don't need to necessarily go back to your account. You've already removed what you need to remove and keep them inside that envelope. By the time you are done spending it, you know what is going on. Then that's for savings. Then for investment, investing in Nigeria requires huge capital. I can't lie to you. And that's because for you to get good return on investment, you need good amount of money to be put in. For example, investing money in the real estate market now, you need millions. Some will tell you 2 million, 1 million, so you can get good and substantial return on investment. Then some fintech company that I know will tell you 5%, 10% when you lock down your money. It's actually good. But what I would just say is, irrespective of the amount that you have, you can still give it a try. There are some investments that I said that are safe. Put in that money there. Just let it be there. Let it be running. Let it be there. You might be lucky that exchange rate can change. Mid last year, the exchange rate in the banking sector is not what we have now. So it was very minute. But when the government discovered that, oh, it's like the economy is running at this, economy is running at, they start changing it from 12%, we have 10%, from 10% we have 12%, from 12% we have 15%. So people that are saved their money in the fixed deposit at that time,
a lot.
getting more money now. So, and you can open a domiciliary account. That was our advice. I'm not downcasting our financial sector, but
You just have to play.
you just have to play safe. So you can open, I think we have fintechs that allow you to open domiciliary account. You convert your naira there. It's savings too, but you just make sure you are saving.
At least this type of saving protects the value.
Yeah,
of the
it
naira.
gives you an edge over devaluation of currency. And with that,
all right. So thank you so much, Mr. Tunde. And honestly, look, I'm sure, or rather, I want to believe that before this time you were planning on hearing some theoretical line of thought or something. The essence of asset debt recovery of this establishment is to bring all the topics we give you home. We want you to know that these things, you do it on a daily basis. We just want to lay emphasis on it and the need to continue. He mentioned Ajo. He mentioned thrifts. They're basically the same thing. Mentioned, imagine bringing out envelopes, writing what is needed on it and keeping it. These are different strategies. So, in addition to the tips we've gotten, please, we all have things that work for us.
Yeah.
Please do it. In my own case, I have, every day, I pull out 500 naira from what I have to somewhere. Sometimes 200, 100. But the point is, whatever you are doing, be consistent with it. If it's 100 naira you can pull out, please pull it out, but be consistent in setting aside that amount. If it's 50 naira, please do so. If it's 200, do so. Because at the end of the day, the return you get, because even investment, even your savings can even, because that saving you are keeping, that's the return. So when you set these things aside, you are disciplined, you are focused, you are determined, you realize, you are conscious of the facts that, look, anything can happen anytime. There's always that need to build capacity, to build your financial, backend, to enable you scale through. Because this life,
Yeah, I just remembered something.
Okay.
I don't know if I can share.
Oh, sure.
Investment we talked about so far is about money, money, money. But I also come to realize that you can also invest in yourself. As a Nigerian, you're an employee, you get 100,000. And you know the 100,000 is not enough. The next question is, how can I save up to invest in myself? to bring more income. You can either invest in yourself by going to do professional courses, getting skills that can allow you get extra income. Because it will add value to you, that's one. And also, it will add more money to your pocket, which means by the time you have more money, it is easier for you to save. So, apart from you be thinking about saving and investing and saving is about money, you can also invest in yourself personally. Build that self. You can do masters. You see people going outside the country to do masters. And they are not just doing it because they know by the time they are out, they would get a job that is lesser than what they are getting before. And you see managers of companies doing professional courses. Why are they doing that? It's because they need that money. And why do you need that money? You need that money to live and to also save more for the
future.
That's just it.
Wow. Now you see the importance of inviting an expert. While those of us were always thinking, limiting yourself to saving or investing just for money, he brought in another aspect of investing in yourself. But many of you will see that as you still spending money. But mind you, investing is at the long run. I mean, you pay money for these courses. You pay money for these special lessons. But the point is, by the time you are done, you have enriched yourself with more skill, more value, more integrity. And by the time you present your CV to the nearest employer, nobody will see what you are made. I know that we all pay so much attention to paper in the country, but but we all know that paper is proof of what you. I'm not denying the fact that there are some of us who don't have those opportunities that are still. That if you come close to them, you still realize that these people do have value. But for you, that you are opportune to have both the finances and the personal self-worth, nothing stops you from doing these courses, taking any opportunities. It could be something as simple as having discussions with someone, because everything is about the information you have. That's the power. Information is power, and truly it is. So that's our time for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde. I really appreciate you for coming. We are grateful. I'm not grateful alone. We are. And I'll be very happy if you can have you on this session some other time.
No problem, sir.
Thank you very much. So that's it on our session for today. Thank you. God bless you. I remain your host, Benson Okezie-Owosu, Esquire.